Hey everybody, Roger here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Crazy couple of weeks. We now have, a lot of our elected officials calling riots, looting, burnings, desecration of buildings, graffiti, all these things as a perfectly normal response for George Floyd's death. Again, there's a little fabrication coming out with this George Floyd thing that I don't think a lot of people have addressed. We still don't know if this is about racism or not. But yet the argument now is about racism and oppression, and people are saying it's a perfect time for us to act out wildly. It doesn't do any good for your credibility, for the people that are taking parts in this. You see white people kneeling and bowing down to POCs. Again, this ethnicity and race, we use it so blindly. The term racism, we use it so loosely. And now, we have the Emmett Till act that Rand Paul was holding back for a really good reason. He was basically wanting to make sure that, if you basically got scraped in the face, in a fist fight or something, and you're a person of color, doesn't, again, the bill, it just seems like the bill, I've read it, it's the weirdest bill I think I've ever seen in my life, and I've read many, but he was right to question, what the background for it was going to be, what the premise of a lynching is, the definition of it, and it wasn't even really defined. He's right. If you probably go and you scratch somebody in the face, you could serve up to 10 years in a federal prison. I mean, it's insane. It's loosely worded for as long as they were trying to pass it, and how Cory Booker and Kamala Harris were grandstanding like idiots. Oh my God, you have to pass this. I cannot believe in this day and age you're not going to pass blah, blah, blah. Stupid. There's rational thinking that also comes up that needs to happen. But now, again, we have all of these things, race wars coming up. We have white people kneeling. We have white people on the ground looking like dead sardines, like they drank the Kool-Aid. I'm not going to reference, you might know where that's from, but I mean, and then all of them gathering around while a black person is speaking on a megaphone. I will try to do better. I will do this. I will do that. And they're just like zombies. I will do better. I will do that. It's like, this is insane. We're living in strange times here. But apparently you can't, and this is official from news sources. I've seen the reports. Officials, medical officials, biologists, all these crazy ass people saying, "Oh no, it's okay. We don't believe that," and I'm loosely wording it here, so bear with me, but some of these people are saying, no, we'll back the protesters. We don't believe that the COVID-19 is going to be, spread that way as long as people are practicing blah, 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 blah. Well, the news is showing you one thing. The news that shows you 7 or 8 different ads for medications and taking vaccinations, those same news outlets are only showing you one side of the story. They're showing you the peaceful protests, which, yeah, I back the protests. I back the peaceful protests. I don't mind. I don't even think those protesters should have to follow the fake narrative of 6-foot distancing. Again, I think I forget his name. His name is not going through my head right now, but he served in the military. He's one of the leading medical professionals who is being blasted. Rashid. Forget his last name though. But he was basically saying, in the military, it's, they expect you to be 6 feet away or more, sometimes even 14 feet away, so that they know where you're at. The logistics people know where you're at for tracing purposes. But if you're too close and bunched together, they can't really get that data. So this 6-foot thing is just all bullshit. It is bullshit. Oh, 6 feet away because that's how viruses travel. Come on, people. It's insane. So anyways, I believe in people practicing protesting. That's totally fine, but you're going into this blindly. You don't even know what you're protesting. Nobody protested back in 2016 when that white dude, Tony Timpa, had the exact same thing happen to him, except the officers were laughing, and they got away with it by people saying, "Oh no, the officers were just doing that to lighten the situation," or I don't know. Go read the report. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's kind of stupid how they got away with it. But Tony Timpa was murdered. Nobody protested. Nobody rioted. More white people get killed by Hispanics. What is it? By a huge ratio. I think the report that I saw was 200,000 plus Hispanics offend and attack white people. I think about 300,000 to 400,000. This is 1 year data. I don't know which report I pulled it off of. Maybe 2018 data of race-related crimes. 300 to 400,000 blacks attacked, whites. Whites, however, when you look at the discrepancy here, or when you look at the graph, you look at the discrepancy. Whites don't really attack other races all that much. They attack mostly Hispanics, according to this report, statistical report here. And people are blowing everything out of proportion. So, yeah, while I'll back you on the protests, I will not back you on destroying your local businesses. White, black, Asian, Mexican, whatever. Otherwise, you're destroying businesses. You're shifting power to corporations, to billionaires. You're making billionaires richer doing this. And some of you know it, because yeah, there are definitely some coordinated tactics going on here. Look at the Project Veritas videos. Look at historically with all of the Antifa, BLM, what they do normally, how they normalize and try to normalize saying, hey, violence sometimes is the only answer, and the media is running along with it. The media backs you guys. Chris Cuomo just recently said, hey, it's sometimes these protests who said protests need to be peaceful? Our law. I mean, the legal system says that. And then some people are saying the defending people who are defending these rioters and these looters and these arsonists and whatnot, and murderers in some cases, they are saying, oh no, well, we've been oppressed, so this is how we react. Really? You act by destroying everything else so you can get taxed on it later on down the line? So your neighbor, who is also probably a person of color, which I fucking hate that term, it just makes no sense. White people are color too. So that they actually have a harder time obtaining a loan, especially if they had to file an incident report to claim, against their insurance that their business burned down via arson, via these riots. Again, you guys are using these as an excuse to saying, oh, well, they can file these claims, blah, blah, blah. You obviously don't know how insurance works. So, yeah, whatever. It's just insane to me how there's so much defense for people acting like this. Again, minorities. In the easiest terms here, I don't know how to say this any other way. You're being fucking used. You're everybody's pawn at this point. I, as a minority, continue to point it out, and I refuse to be used. I don't want to be somebody kneeling in front of me, whether I'm black or whatever, Again, the social construct of these names. And we know race is a social construct. Just look at fucking Sean King. Just look at Rachel Dolezal. Of course it's a social construct. It's meant to divide. It's meant to... the way that people are terming it nowadays, it's causing panic. It's causing confusion. It's unnecessary. It's extremely unnecessary. So, and then weeks earlier, before any of this happened, before Memorial Day, before Michigan, Missouri, I can't remember her name, Gretchen Whitmer decided that she was going to use her husband was going to use her name to try to get a boat in the dock, and the guy was like, nope, not going to happen. That was the day that, or the weekend that George Floyd was killed. And look, George Floyd, I don't care about the dude's past. The dude, sounds like he was a porn star. It sounds like he was quite a bit of not the innocent person that a lot of people are trying to make him out to be. But in that instance, when he was killed by that officer, I think 99.9% of the people out there are going to be agreeing with everybody. Yes, it was horrible, but you had 3 other people who were also keeping him down, or 2 other people, I can't remember. There's 4 charged. 3 of them are giving excuses now. Hey, I was new. I was just following, directive from this guy because he was senior. And that might be the case. And there's also this other conspiracy theory where it could be that they don't even have the right guy that's staged. I have no idea. There's so many things going on right now. I'm confused by it all. But the thing is, it was just an officer trying to pin somebody down. That's the basis of the story, the narrative. But now the narrative has shifted into it being a race war. The oligarchy, however you guys want to look at it, the people in power, the elitists, bailing people out. The celebrities are bailing people out. And we are their peons. They are winning. They are laughing at us because we're fighting against each other on the lowest hanging fruit issue, racism. Come on, people. I thought we were past this already. We're apparently not. And it's very sad seeing how only a couple of weeks earlier you had businesses being chastised for opening. But now, apparently, when you're fighting a race war, it's commendable and it's excused by all these politicians. Come on, people! Can you not see how you are being played here? Is this how it's going to go now? It's just you're going to be duped into causing chaos, into hating your fellow man. That's what this is all coming down to. It's pushing hate. It's causing more stress than anything. Obviously, a lot of these people. I was telling my partner the other day, I'm like, I kind of feel like there's some people who are hopeless in these big cities who probably are, they're low income. They probably lost their jobs. Again, when you blow up targets and whatnot, when you tell people to stay home because you have to, you have to make sure you don't get anybody else sick. Meanwhile, you're getting yourself sick. It's insane. But I was telling my partner, hey, what if some of these people are desperate? They weren't criminals initially, but they're poor. They have kids at home. They lost their job. They were forced to stay home. Business isn't doing so good at the places they were hired, so they got laid off or whatever. Who knows what the excuses are? But those people are probably so desperate now, they're probably participating, regardless if Antifa started this, regardless if BLM started, the fires, the vandalism, whatever. These people are the people who go in afterwards to go and loot, to go and beat up other people, to go and start fires, to go and murder officers, black officers, mind you. Some of these were black, a retired officer in California. They're committing crimes. It doesn't matter. It's like saying, okay, Roger, you didn't commit a crime because somebody else opened the doors of your local business and you decided to go in afterwards. Let's put the blame on the person who opened the doors. No, I committed the crime afterwards if I went in and started looting. Again, it's accountability, people, and they don't want you to take accountability for your own actions. They want you to be subservient. They want you to be following the narrative. They're letting you get away with all these things, and you're falling for it. And it's tearing us apart. I mean, you also had this argument where, like, oh, again, like I mentioned earlier, you obviously see it. There's some white people involved with starting some of this shit, but you also see, that's just one side of the story that the mainstream media is covering. You also do see, when you look outside of mainstream media, that it's also some blacks, it's Mexicans, it's blacks, it's everybody. It's everybody. Stop making it a race war. I mean, there was one person who was vandalizing a building, and some white girls came to start cleaning it up, and this black girl came up and recorded and said, your white privilege is allowing you to remove that graffiti. And they're like, no, we're just cleaning it up because it was, we want to make the city clean again. They're like, oh, well, that's your white privilege there, that. And then you see another video where it's like people are doing the opposite. White people are writing graffiti on this building, and this girl comes up and says, what are you doing that for? This is they're gonna blame it on us. It's like you're seeing all different sides here. It's not just the white people who are instigating this. It's not just Antifa who's instigating this. It's not just BLM who's instigating this. It's not just people it's not just governors and mayors and stupid people crying in front of caskets of people they don't know, and then going around telling people that they're not going to be supporting the defunding of police, which you guys don't know what you're asking for. If that's what you're asking for, defunding the police, oh my God. And then police violence. Okay, so you have all these people instigating this, all these various facts and sections of people, white, black, group, not group. I know some people get mad. Oh, Antifa's not an organized group. They have a flag. They have coordination. So it doesn't matter if they're a group or not. The actions that they perform as a unified operation is enough for me to warrant them. Yeah, something needs to be looked at. I don't know about classifying them as a terrorist group at this point in time, but it does seem like there's a lot of terror being caused by them. Technical term. So yeah, let's go ahead and do so. I'm glad. But the problems are us infighting with one another, and the billionaire class, a lot of the millionaire class, the elitists, the people who want to see Agenda 21 come into fruition, putting the plans up and laying out on the table. It's all happening so fast. They're the ones that are causing this. And you know what? The idiots among us are the ones that are allowing it to happen. I encourage you to tell your friends, if they are part of this supposed organization, part of this movement to end police brutality against black people, which again is not even the biggest figure in the black community that people should be worried about. Way more other bigger things to be worried about. Stop being fools. Can we stop being played? They laugh at us. They laugh at us as minorities because we fall for it all the time. This is why we can't get out. And we have stupid ass celebrities trying to tell us how to live our lives. Don't bring the violence here. Go out and destroy your own city, says an ex-NBA player, ESPN correspondent. Fucking crazy. It's a crazy, loony world we live in. What are your guys' thoughts? Number one, I really hope you guys are all safe. I hope your communities are safe. I hope you're all doing well. I think about some of my people that comment down below, like, how are you seeing this? How are you reacting to a lot of the insanity going on? Suddenly it's okay to go out and riot according to medical professionals, but it was not okay to go back to work. We're still going to be putting strict rules on the work thing, but you can go out and protest. I'll be honest, there were a couple of days that I've gone to sleep watching some of these videos, watching some of these public MSM talking heads, and then watching some videos from a YouTuber who is recording something off random. So you're seeing all sides of these stories, and in my head I'm just going crazy, like, do I really want to experience this? It's like, I put myself here for a reason in this day and time, and we all did, to experience whatever's going on right now. The inaction of the few, the not speaking up, the not going out when it comes to your town, the letting it happen, us allowing it to happen, by us allowing all this chaos to happen without standing up, is what's going to tear us apart. So we all got to do our part, whether it's make videos, whether it's go talk to your representatives, voting, protesting, going out there in public. We got to all do our part, and I'm trying to do my part. I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys are safe, first and foremost, for sure. Let me know how you guys have been handling this. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Like, hate, subscribe, unsubscribe, share, don't share. I do love it all. Peace out.